Opening up, call for any late additions to the agenda. Hearing none, we're going to press on. Approve the minutes of the July 9th Select Board meeting. They were all sent out electronically. Does everybody get a chance to review them?
Yes, I did.
Good. Anybody have any questions, deletions, corrections?
I will move to approve the minutes from July 9th Select Board meeting.
Excellent. Any second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Therefore, they will be accepted as written. Thank you. We'll take it, approve the minutes of the July 2nd. We did that. Approve the timesheets for the town offices and sign the select board orders. We can do that at the end of the session, as is our practice. We had a request for the Cota and Cota scratch ads. Several weeks ago, Cota and Cota requested action on a sign. And subsequent to that discussion, as you guys know, we formed a sign committee. I say that to you guys because you're it. But there were some things that have come up. Huh?
2/3.
2/3 of the committee. My concern about this was to bring it to head tonight to give them some direction. My sense is that you guys are working on an ordinance, which is going to take us a long time because can't be approved until the town meeting, correct?
No, the sign ordinance can be approved by a quorum of the select board.
Oh, it can?
That's correct,
I
yes.
thought an ordinance had to go to the town meeting.
It does not.
No.
It does not.
The town then has, if the public
Yeah.
feels that there is something that they disagree with, or let's put it that way, they have the option to petition for a vote on it. That's my understanding. I mean,
I believe that is correct, yes.
Okay, so basically we can do an ordinance, then they have to come back and say they don't like it, as
Yeah.
opposed to weighing in on it in the front end.
That's
Right.
correct.
Okay, well, that's different than I understood it, but you guys are
we can,
working it up.
we can verify that 100%, but we have looked into that.
Yeah, I just don't want to do anything that's going to make things more difficult. I've been,
Well, I mean, my take on it is I'd like the ordinance in place, and I indicated that to you.
yep,
I just want to put it on record. I think the ordinance needs to be in place before we, or at least take it into consideration. We hope to have something by the next meeting.
I would say within the
Yeah,
month, yeah,
within
exactly,
the month.
next meeting or
Yeah.
two.
At least a draft that the select board can look over.
Can work on.
Select board can look over, and we can then, potentially vote on that. I just think, again, part of the concern is that if we grandfather in a sign for them, we're setting precedent.
well,
how
we've
could
got the
they-
precedent set from Bostonville.
To some degree,
Yeah, and we're looking at existing signs and surrounding regional signs and also what's in keeping with the town.
Yeah.
I think it's a good opportunity right now the timing is right to have their sign be reviewed under a new ordinance as opposed to under the old one. It's gonna be a month difference.
If it's a month, I can do that. I thought for sure an ordinance had to go to the vote.
now who's the gentleman who was here, who gave us the
Code and code?
no, the other guy, the guy who lives up in, I'm sorry, he's,
I was his name,
Charlie.
Charlie Peck.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie Peck.
He said we do not. He said very clearly that we do not need to get it passed by the town. Now, his authority, we should look into that though. But
Sure.
that's my understanding from reading was that we don't.
Well, my understanding historically has been Charlie Peck's generally right.
Yeah.
It's scary that way.
Yeah, and if there's a need that it goes to a vote, then we can reconsider. But I would think that we'd be better off considering this sign request within the new ordinance as opposed to rushing it through right now.
Now,
Okay.
unfortunately, Coda's not here. I had a question too because the moving letters, the original design that I had thought they're going to have scrolling letters, which technically is illegal in the state of Vermont through the billboard law. And so are they just going to have light up with the prices of the gas and then every now and then switch the letters? But it can't move.
No, correct.
That's legally.
He understands
legally
it.
can- Okay, he does understand.
Yeah, because they had that conversation around another sign in another location.
Oh, yeah.
So he just wants a sign that can be changed from inside.
Right.
You don't have to come out and move letters around. So it's going to be lit, but it's just that little 5-foot piece that goes underneath this existing sign.
Right.
But no scrolling.
The sign in their Brattleboro location used to move
Oh, did it?
And now it's static. I
Maybe
noticed
that's
that
how
when I
they-
drove
maybe-
by, so that was probably what they were, yeah. I
Maybe,
noticed
because he
that
didn't say
doesn't
the
change.
location, he didn't say which one.
That's probably
Yeah, it
very
could be.
bad, yeah.
Well, all right, so then let's do this then. Let's just go ahead and table this until, when, next week, or what do you think, end of August?
Why don't we say 27th?
The 13th, the 27th is the last one, let's see.
Meeting,
Oh, that's off date.
20.
I will not be here the 13th, so the 27th is the.
27th, we should be able to provide, we should be able to get that done.
Okay, yeah, because I don't.
We've had some scheduling conflicts with the BCA hearings and
There's a lot of stuff that's going on.
and inspections and stuff, so it's been.
Okay, well, I'll get in touch with them tomorrow. I just hate to keep stringing them on.
Yeah,
Or what,
yeah,
he's
and
got-
I, you know, again, from an economic standpoint, I think they need something that's what the sandwich sign isn't working, the sandwich board sign isn't working, so we wanna,
Sure.
help them to be successful too.
Absolutely, and I think that, I've been going over it, Lisa sent me a bunch of, well, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was looking over the modal lighting ordinance from the Illuminating Engineering Society, and it's like 44 pages of double pages. And I looked through that before my brain fried, and there's a whole lot of stuff going on around lighting. I don't think it applies to this particular sign, but it may be to be taken into consideration when you guys do the generic.
And that's what we're doing. I think we're looking at this, I mean, we're probably, when you look at it as a document right here, we're putting in probably way too much time, if you wanna call it that, but we're
Yeah.
looking at, this is gonna be our sign ordinance for the next 50 years, and we're
Oh,
considering every aspect of it, from lighting to.
And that, we're basing it on that, there's a more updated version than that.
Yeah, and I got a copy of the Dover sign ordinance to give us an idea what other towns are doing or have done. So I'm gathering this stuff, I'm trying to make some sense out of it, but I'm sure I tell you
Well,
what,
that,
the
yeah,
more I read this, the more glad I am that you guys are running the committee.
yeah, so,
We've got a very good working draft right now, so I mean.
Yeah,
we're-
we do.
we're in
So
the-
we-
We're in the 7th inning here or whatever.
Okay, can we stretch?
27th, we'll get that.
Okay, so I put you down, we'll table it to October, or till August 27th.
Okay.
All right, next item is update on the chair factory repairs.
Okay, we actually now do have several estimates, we're waiting on one more, at least one more. We've got also some, insurance numbers from the insurance company. Kind of just waiting to piece them all together, I guess, so it's making progress. Most of the people out there, are pretty backed up with being able to do work anyways, whatever route we consider to, take with it, so it seems like they're kind of just taking their own time getting their quotes out there, but we obviously want to do something and, at least have a decision one way or the other sooner than later.
What are we looking at, do you know?
But first, as far as making a decision,
As far as dollar amounts, are we talking tens of thousands or
no, well, any 20,000s,
20s, okay,
yeah.
okay.
So it's pretty considerable, and I think it's kind of branching out into becoming more of a, what do we do with the whole building kind of thing. I mean, you put a $20,000 roof on a $20,000 building,
Now, Paul, didn't you and Lexa look through to see if the money was in there? Was that
There
you?
was no specific money.
There was no money
Yeah,
specific.
she came back and said that she couldn't find anything with earmarked for that building. We get this general building fund, but it covers all of us,
Yeah, right,
you
okay.
know. And some other ideas have been floated, and so we just have to kind of take a look at this in the context of historical preservation, eyesoreness, and danger, as it turns out, since pieces have been flying all the way across the river after the last little windstorm. Those of us in the path are a lot suddenly more interested in this. I had one land in my backyard. I don't know if you mentioned that. Yeah. All right. Okay, thank you, sir. Next item of business is we received, and needs to be signed by the select board members. This is the town of Jamaica, the 2018 tax rate and the 2018 municipal grand list numbers. And I have a copy of last year's to compare the difference, for anybody has any questions. But it's, I look at this, I look at the numbers and my eyes roll in the back of my head. Thankfully, we have a treasurer who understands this stuff, and even though she tried to explain it to me, I think she realized she was talking to a wall. Anyway, So we don't have any choice. It's not like we can choose to not do it. This comes from the state. And a lot of what we've been doing, we're kind of on hold, waiting for the state to come up with a decision. But the total resident tax rate is up to 2.2458, and the total non-resident tax rate is at 2.0104. They're up from, give you an example, total of resident tax rate last year was 1.9275. Total resident tax rate this year is 2.2458. So it's 0.3 or something like that up. It's up a bit. But it's out of our hands. It's the state legislature making those decisions. So anyway, we have that. We need to sign that. I don't know if there's a deadline date. I don't believe there is right now. We've got it dated July 23rd, which just happens to be today. So we'll sign this and maybe we can have Andy swing by if he gets out from under his plumbing problem. That's one of the few people who signed it anyway. That's pretty much what that item is all about. The next item on the business was, we have a letter requesting appointment to the Wyndham Regional Commission. I'm thinking we might want to talk about that in executive session. So I understand I have also time for public concerns. Did you want to address us?
Yes, I did. That's where I came from.
Okay, introduce yourself to the camera, please.
Okay, my name is Alice Freno, and I'm a non-resident homeowner here. Last time I was here, we talked about communication. And so I went to the website, and there was nothing. A calendar is totally blank. The minutes are totally blank. The videos were totally blank. Now, I found the videos when I accidentally hit on the Brattleboro community site. But I would think that there would be a little spot on that website you could say, please go to this website. So I was a little disappointed. When the Arts Council ran their last little concert thing there, I went through the town, I saw this billboard that said concert. Doesn't say where, who, it said 7 to 9, you know, at the town hall, and the amount. That, I know that's up to them because they're not part of the town. But what I'm seeing is there's no integration between the people who provide things to the town and being able to communicate these things out to enough people to make them actually worthwhile. You know, like I said before, the number of town residents are really not enough to support the things that you need to have to bring to town. You need the rest of us. And I just would like to be a little bit more aware of what was happening. And I see a perfect venue for it in that town website not being used. I think it's a missed opportunity.
Is there a difference between the website and, I haven't had the problems that you've had. Was there a change in the website that you're aware of?
It's the same website sometimes on here.
Yeah.
The same website, there's just nothing on it.
Is there nothing on it?
The minutes are in there, all the minutes I put on there.
Well, when I clicked on the thing that said minutes, there was nothing there.
I put them up every week or every 2 weeks, and from here in the planning commission.
I've seen the minutes on there, because sometimes I go.
It's confusing. The website is really confusing, and in all honesty, I was never trained how to use it. I've just been doing the best I can.
Yeah, because
there's some things
I
don't
understand
know.
that problem, because I do the Ski Club website, so I fully get that. But when I went on it, and I'm not illiterate, I went to the menu, and there was the calendar was blank, and the minutes were blank, and like I said, the videos, there was nothing there to send me over to their website.
Was the agenda on there?
No,
The agenda was not on there either.
no, nothing, absolutely blank.
Can I say something?
Yes.
The videos, I was never told to or shown how to put them on, so I've never done that.
Well,
I can show
my
you.
complaint about that, all that there needs to be is a line on there where it says videos, is please go to their site. That's all it needs. You don't need to re-put the videos back on there.
Okay, we can look into that.
See, so, I mean, I have the website here. Here's the agenda for tonight. I mean, so you were saying the calendar's empty. But let's not-
Okay, so I'll go to here.
Yeah, there's nothing on the
There's
calendar.
nothing on the calendar. Go over here to agendas. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
So the agenda's,
That's on there, but
here's the
look-
minutes of service available. Is that,
I have the minutes here.
broken link?
Yeah, they should be there.
Okay.
Or
So
send
here's,
it to
yeah, there's
something
nothing from
else.
18 here.
No, there's nothing.
There should be a 2018 tab, that's right.
No, it's not. So
Nothing.
that's a problem. Okay.
Seems like they probably go there, but they're not interconnected with
They're
each
not
site.
showing up.
Well, they're there, but not easy to find. They need to be connected somehow.
Well, like I
think
said,
it
I did
makes-
find the videos.
Yeah.
It was accidental, but I was very glad to see that those were there. I didn't have time to go through all of them.
Right, I think it could be much better. I mean, all of us
Oh, yeah,
can
definitely.
look
Yeah.
at it and make a point to,
Yeah, the other
more
thing,
Oh,
intuitive.
here's the videos.
I have the videos.
I didn't find them on the website.
They're on the website.
I have them on the website,
You have them?
on my phone.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have them on my computer.
Yeah.
Unless I didn't wait
It is a
long
good
enough
point,
for them to
exactly.
come up.
I think your point is very valid. I mean, it could be much more seamless, I guess. I mean, they're there in one place, but you
Well, the
can't
thing
find it.
is,
and-
it also
So-
could be a slow site, and maybe I didn't give it
Yeah.
enough time. I know our, because I've been doing our ski club website. The website itself is fine, but when I go to put stuff in, it just takes forever to show up and to show up. It's like, hurry up and wait.
But your point is perfect. I mean, every little effort that can be gone into it by anybody to make
Well,
it a
that was
little
the
bit.
thing too, like the Arts Council has a whole bunch of stuff that they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But who goes to the post office when you don't live here?
Right.
And that's 70% of the
Right, and
time.
I can speak, because I'm on the Arts Council, as a non-select board member, but to say that, yeah, we don't work with the town, and that's something we're looking at ways to better advertise our shows and to integrate
Yeah,
with the
well,
town.
anything is going on.
The
The other
women-
thing is, all of the other towns put stuff into the news guide, but there's never anything in there about Jamaica. There's never,
Do what?
the news guide.
The paper.
We do that, the Arts Council does do press releases in all the major papers when we do shows.
Yeah, because the news guide is what everybody uses, and that's the Manchester on the Mountains News Guide. It shows up free everywhere, and it has community calendar for the week, everything that's going on, free concerts, barbecues, fire department barbecues, all that kind of stuff, all goes on there. And, but there's never anything from Jamaica, and that's free.
That question comes to my mind is who gathers that information and gets it to the news guy?
Usually somebody who is involved with that particular thing, like the Arts Council would be,
We do
Do
it,
it.
Pat does
Yeah.
it. Pat.
yeah. But I mean, the only thing I've seen actually was the billboard, and I did see the posting
Mhm.
at when I went looking for it the next day. I finally got a hold of Karen, and she told me what was going on. But by that time, several of us had made other plans, so we couldn't go.
Mhm.
I just think that there's a lot more that can be done, and I know I'm sitting here saying, somebody's gotta do it. If I lived here, I would. I'll tell you, I would, but I can't. So, because I do them for the ski club, and that's, time consuming enough. And the problem is with volunteerism is, you can't say to somebody, you do the job. If you say to them, do this, this, and this, a dozen people will help you and they'll do it. But they don't want to take the responsibility or the ownership for doing it. So it would have to be who's ever, involved with putting on whatever's there. No, it can't be just all up to you. That doesn't work either.
Well, Mr.
Well, no, you coordinate, but you shouldn't have to write the stuff,
Right.
Because I'm in that phase right now, and I have to write it all as well as, get the information out. So it's a hassle, and just trying to keep the communication open. So that was my little spiel.
Okay,
And
it
Sasha
seems,
had some more things in there that I didn't know about.
sure, it seems to me, I can't think of anything that she would turn down to go in if someone would present something to us, or put in the calendar, for example.
Sure.
It's just a case of gathering it and bringing it. to-
Yeah,
But at
anything that,
least, I would think the meeting should be on the calendar.
The,
The select board meeting, the
Yeah.
planning commission
Yeah.
meeting, if there's
Sure.
the BCA meetings
I
that
was
we're
never
having.
told
yeah.
to put anything on the
I'm just-
calendar or shown how to, but I would gladly put anything on it that needs to
Yeah.
be if I was
Okay.
shown how to.
Well, maybe, I can work with you on that.
That would be great,
potentially,
because there's a
Because
couple
I
of
can
things
go
I
in and I
need to
figure
learn
stuff
on the
out, so
website.
Yeah. that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
I can do that.
usually it's not too difficult once you kind of get the bearings of what the system is behind it.
I would think those two would be standing meetings, you set it up once and say every,
Yeah.
first
Exactly.
second
There may be a way to
Tuesday,
do
fourth
that.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
you know.
And because, some of us don't remember which Tuesday we're on. Well, that comes with, here, I'm now here for the summer, I'll be here for the whole winter. But it used to be, we would just come up for weekends and, a few days here and there, which is what most of the people do.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're always looking for something to do. And I just hate to see Jamaica being passed by
Sure.
as a drive-through place. We've got a new restaurant opening. We want people to come. We want it to succeed. We want to have more life in the town. We want more businesses to come. But if we don't tell them that things are there, they'll just drive through.
Sure. Well, I think we hear what you're saying. We can
Okay.
take a look at how we can make that better.
Okay.
There's some stuff that's already on there, some stuff that we can put on there.
Some stuff needs to be reorganized.
Yeah, I know about the Facebook page, but that's done by Karen, right? Yeah,
If there's an event, she would put it on.
yeah, if someone tells her
If
about
somebody
it.
tells
But there's just, how many things can Karen do?
We don't
We still don't know, we're
We
pushing.
still be counted that high.
Let's not tell her that. It'll work out
Should
hard.
just try to do more.
Yeah, and Karen is a wonderful person, and I stop there all the time, and it's a good thing because then I go in and I buy something too. So that part of it is good, but we want all of the businesses to succeed.
You do.
Okay.
Yep. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You are quite welcome.
Come by
Continue
anytime.
your meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. We got a letter from, I'm mixed about this, whether we should go into executive session since it involves personnel issues. So I would, where's my stupid spiel? Hang on.
Can I throw one thing I didn't want to officially do before we do that?
Oh,
Everyone has gotten your email addresses. We
I
should
got
start,
mine.
did you get the email and
I
have you
did get
gotten
it,
in?
I haven't actually transferred stuff over to it.
Yeah, I haven't seen
But
it
if you
once
could-
yet. I gotta start sending it to
You
them.
should start, please,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, my account's set up, but I haven't got any, I set up my my Vermont League of Towns and Cities to
Okay,
go to
change
that. You can
okay.
go to what, you can, under the mail, you have to click it and it brings up a website, you have to change it all there. But it can be done online, you have to call anybody. But yeah, if you could start sending.
I will.
stuff.
I thought of it after the last thing I sent.
But like Judy probably doesn't have it set up, I don't know if Andy has it set up yet, so
You just set mine up.
I just set his up, mine's set up, and if you're,
Mhm.
if you can figure it out, if you need help, right, let me know.
No, I don't think I'm good.
Mail.sbcable.net is the address, that's a
Yeah.
web-based portal, if you wanna use a portal, if you wanna hook it in Outlook. That's the same, that's the server address too, is mail.sbcable.net. It's both, is the incoming and outgoing mail server, so. And so I have it in Outlook, I have the webpage, it works, it's,
If I don't have Outlook, will it still work?
you could do it in Outlook, yeah.
I mean, I don't have Outlook.
You could.
Then you could have
If
all
you
your
buy it.
emails come in to the same place.
That's correct.
If you use Outlook. We can help you with that.
I can show you how it is after the meeting.
I've just got so many different tentacles out there.
Yes.
Because this is a personnel issue, I think I would like to go into executive session. And I would move to find the premature general public knowledge of this personnel action would clearly place the individual involved at a substantial disadvantage because the select board, if it discusses, select board violates confidentiality if it discusses this issue in public. So that would be my motion. Do I have a second? If not,
I'm hesitant just because I don't necessarily know that it needs to go to executive session,
okay.
but without knowing, I don't know.
Yeah.
So-
Um,
I guess this makes it public information. I mean, I don't believe that it needs to go into executive session.
Is it something we should put off Does it need to be acted on now, or with this, just the three of us? Do we want to have the full board?
This is one of those things, I like the full board involved.
Yeah, so maybe we should just
Just
table
table it,
it
come back.
and come back next time, unless there's some urgency to.
I don't think
maybe
there's any
we wanna
urgency. I talked to Wyndham Regional this morning, and I don't think there's any urgency to it. It's just something
No,
that-
I mean, I could point out, I will not be at the next meeting, and you're gonna then get to the point of, okay,
Well, it's
we're
gonna
not
be,
gonna have the
yeah,
same 5 people at every meeting going through.
Sure.
Not,
But like
that's a
three
reason
tonight
for
too.
tonight, so maybe we wait
Three
for
tonight,
4.
So I think we agree with 4.
Okay,
You know,
that would make
And
sense.
the timing is certainly, I mean, it's nothing critical about today or tomorrow or next week, but I think the sooner that we have somebody
Sure.
there, the more valid participation we're gonna get out of the Wyndham Regional by having somebody there.
Okay, so,
Well, it doesn't have to be a secret that it's my letter.
right,
Right. And I would like it completed by the time of the next general Wyndham Regional Commission meeting so that I can vote for the town.
When is that?
I don't know,
Okay.
but it's later
It's
on.
quarterly, right?
No, it's annual.
Oh, it's just annual, okay.
time out. We have a motion on the table. Motion is not supported, therefore fails. For the record, okay? And you're saying timeline isn't really, because I get the sense from Chris, it's not really a tight timeline.
It's not really critical. I would like to get on another committee, which that would allow me to do, and I would also like to be able to vote in support of the town at the Wyndham Regional General Meetings. And I am, as you know, on the Transportation Committee, and I can sit in on any committee I want, and I can sit in on any meeting I want, which I do. So it's not urgent.
Okay, so let's put this, I will table it, do you wanna wait? There's no time frame, are you gonna be back for the last meeting?
Yes.
The 13th, we're gonna have Keith Clark,
Keith
the
Clark, the
sheriff's,
sheriff's coming in.
he's making a presentation. And also, Wyndham Thrives, or whatever it's called. Wyndham Thrives?
West River Valley thrives.
West River Valley.
They're gonna make a presentation, so it's gonna be kind of a busy meeting on the 13th, plus the usual stuff. So maybe the smart move is to move it to the 27th,
Okay. I concur with that.
okay?
I don't really think it has to be executive session from my conversations.
Okay, well, let's
Up to you what you want to do.
Sounds good. Okay, so I'm gonna say table till the 27th.
Okay.
Excellent. And public concerns, I got that.
I'll make a motion to adjourn, unless you have something else.
I was just gonna ask that. Is there anything anybody else has?
I second.
We have a motion on the table,
Second.
and we have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any further discussion? Pause. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we stand adjourned at 7:25. 7:35, sorry, 7:35.